Welcome to Road to Billions podcast, the mentality of an entrepreneur. With your host, Moise Bertrand.
Hey, what's up, everybody? It is your host, Moise Bertrand, man. I'm grateful for you guys to be listening in on Road to Business podcast. Listen, man, first and foremost, there's been a lot going on over these last couple of weeks, days, months. For me, I don't know. I can't speak or for nobody else, but there's been a lot going on. So I kind of tell everybody, like, just stay down till you come up. Literally. But, I'm about to go into this podcast a little bit about a lot of stuff, man. But the biggest thing overall, I really want to go on, the energy doesn't lie. Your energy got to align, man. Your energy got to align with just better things you're doing. So, for example, like if a lot of you guys are doing things that you're not really necessarily happy about or proud of, or even just like having like a good connection to it, what's going to eventually happen is that you're going to run yourself out. You're going to feel real low on your energy. You're going to feel like now it's become a job and roles and responsibilities. So the energy not being there with anything in life, a job, a business, a relationship, even, friends and family, you really want to look at it like, what are we getting out of this? What are we putting into, and what we getting out of it? So you might be a great person, right? So I want a lot of you guys to do a self-evaluation about yourself. Like, do a self-evaluation, and the only person who's supposed to be responsible for you is you. So, because I hear people complain all the time saying, oh, man, like, there's not enough hours in a day. There is. Trust me, there is enough hours. It depends on how you work on things. If you give the energy to look at things like a negative mindset, you're, of course, going to fall into, like, problems. You're going to be fucked up. You're going to have all type of problems just, like, start being collateral. Like, it's going to start adding up. So what's going to really happen to you is you're just going to eventually have to do a self-evaluation and ask yourself, like, where's my energy really going in, and how is it being produced, and how is it coming out? Because a lot of people, they claim they want to be successful, right? But they put themselves in negative situations, not because they're doing it purposely, but they never really face the situation, So I tell people all the time, like, your biggest supporter should be yourself, And it's easier said than done, but it's really in the mindset of, like, once you get into a realm of working on being a better version of yourself, you get a lot more things done in a short period of time, and more blessings and goals, of course, get accomplished. So you have to align yourself with the highest frequency ever, like people being positive 24/7, people having a good outlook on life, people being not jealous, or people not having anything bad to say around you, or even when you're not around. Those are the type of energies you want to align yourself with, So me as a person, I don't really have any, like, discrepancies when it comes down to, like, who's going to be my energy or not, because my energy is going to feed off and tell me off the rip. I don't have to see any more things to understand who you are as a person, because the energy should be straight in the beginning. If it's not, you give it a good run. You give it a good, like, another chance or nothing like that. But if the energy never aligns, if you're continuously having problems and things just don't go eye to eye, energies are just not aligned, and you just should just focus on another path and going down another way. So I feel like a lot of people, and myself, we ran into this problem multiple times. We don't want to understand the energy. We try to deflect what's going on. And that's pretty much like a detrimental thing to your environment, to yourself, because you're lying to yourself at that very moment. If you feel like it's not really a connectivity and you're still trying to push for one, like, are you really truthful in what you do? So the matters that you're really controlling in life are really in your hands. Like, a lot of people say they don't like the job. Okay, make a plan to leave that job. A lot of people say they don't like where they're at in life. Okay, make a plan to restructure and design your life. I have on my vision board and my whiteboard custom design lifestyle. Because my mindset is only going where there's positive energy. If there's no positive energy there, I'm up out of there. Like, And I'm not going to ever say sorry about those things. I'm never going to be apologetic. I'm never going to have an excuse for removing my energy from places that don't align. A lot of people may say it's gruesome. A lot of people may say it's cold, but would you cut your hand? Wouldn't you cut your hand to like to save your whole body? Or you're gonna let the infection eat your whole arm up, and it's gonna travel to your damn cervical, and it's gonna go in your brain, and eventually you're just gonna be completely. That's what bad energy is. It spreads. You know, I'm not saying this thing is comparison to a hand and that. I'm not saying that severe, but I'm just saying like you might just be putting yourself in the area where you're putting more out there, and the energy you're receiving isn't as isn't the same pedestal you're putting out there. You putting perfect energy out there, someone's giving you half ass, or you're getting half ass from a situation, and then you have to reevaluate a lot of things. So your energy is the most biggest thing that once you get accomplished in mastering your energy, mastering your emotions, you become a warrior. Like a lot of people understand that. A lot of people look at it like, oh shit, like he's mentally strong. So it's a sad process. It's a lonely process. That's why when people tell you when they start moving up in life, you start having less friends. Not because you want to start eventually not have any friends, but people and energies don't align with where you're going, with how you see your viewpoints. So it's nothing really for you guys to be afraid of, for you guys to not really think about, because eventually you're gonna have to really cut off that friend of yours who's keep giving you trouble everywhere you go. Who's putting you in bad situations. You're gonna have to make that You're gonna have to make that a yes or no answer. Like, do you want to still hang with this person? But eventually, this could grow into something bigger. And do I want to get to that? Do I want to get to the finish line with this person and see how big how big this situation can get? How awful. So I'm not really a person who want to see how many red flags I want to collect like Mario Kart around the roadmap. Okay, cool. One red flag, two red flags. I might be naive and give you one more, a third. Me being naive, I play devil's advocate. I'm gonna give you a third flag, and then I'm just gonna eventually excuse myself from the situation because now at that point it's not really me. Now I'm looking at it from, okay, this is what's going on. I'm peeping it. Let's get up out of here because my energy is already telling me something, and I'm listening it. I'm not listening to the first two times. The third time was a charm, so I don't need to collect any more red flags. Shout out to my OG brother Horace always said that. But you wanna look at life like a bird's eye view. Keep positivity around you. Keep good energy. Stay focused on what matters. And for the people who get it, get it. For the people who don't, you can't really tell them, how to get it. So don't feel bad for cutting people off. Don't feel bad for making new friends. Don't feel bad for starting new relationships. Don't feel bad for nothing, because if you start feeling bad for everything that's happening around you, you're bringing down your frequency. You're bringing down your energy level. You're bringing down your mood. And don't let nothing or nobody stop your success. Nobody can stop my success. Nothing can stop my success. I'm a wreck train. Like the motion don't stop. I always tell myself that every day. Like I could wake up, not feel well, and then my day could drastically change because I changed my mental. And I didn't have a perfect day in the second half of the day. And sometimes I wake up perfect, and then the second half of the day isn't as strong as the beginning half. But I try to keep that positive mindset, regardless of what's going on. Even though people may struggle, even though people may have mental breakdowns, you gotta like let it go a little bit and reroute, get right back. So I appreciate you guys for listening to Roll the Business podcast. It's been an amazing journey. The views been going up, the streamers been going up. I know I have new listeners. For my new listeners, shout out to you, man, because you guys are into like a journey. Roll the business. This is what we do. This is what I talk about. And for my old listeners, you already know how I'm rocking. Shout out to you. Shout out to everybody who's been giving me feedback. Shout out to the old, the guests. Everybody who's been coming on Roll the Business, man. I'm about to go ahead and start season 8. Come for July. There's a lot of things I really want to talk about in July. I want to go ahead and give you guys some gems and some inside look and transparency things, and really some new websites and resources you guys really going to be able to use, not just for your business, but just like using it for like overall life. And I don't really publicize like a lot of marketing things on my page anymore because I kind of feel like I really want to enjoy life and be in the moment. And, I kind of feel like a private life is better than a public life. I always looked at life like that. So, But I will drop some gems on this podcast next episode about some resources, some great resources, some hacks, some websites you guys never heard of. I promise to you guys never heard of these websites that's going to elevate your life. And if you just use it, it's going to be a resource. So once again, man, I really appreciate you guys for listening to Road to Business podcast. It's been an amazing journey, and you guys take care.